Hello, lovelies! This is part of the speedrunning interview series. I hope you liked the interview. If you do, click the like and sub and comment down below your questions and you might get lucky with getting an answer from the speedrunner. For now, enjoy the interview. Can you introduce yourself? How old are you? Where are you from, please?
Sure. I'm MrLlamaSC. Alex Cementelli is my real name. I'm 31 years old, and I'm from Dallas, Texas.
So we all have this one story that inspired us to start speedrunning, but I actually don't know yours. So what is yours? What inspired you to start speedrunning Diablo 2?
So it actually goes back. This is kind of what actually got me into streaming, because it was the same sort of idea. So I was watching streams and I was watching Siglemic speedrun Mario 64, and then I was watching some like Zelda speedruns at the same time.
Okay.
And I was sitting there and I was just watching them and I was like, these are really cool. But I would hate to run the same game over and over again, because like their runs are all about being robots, right? Like they even have the Taz runs that are literally just, it's like everything they do, they try and be as scripted as possible to the exact same movement, same actions, everything, to try and be really fast. And so I was watching those and I was like, man, this just kind of seems too, it like looks really fun, and I was interested in watching, but I was like, they got to get bored. And then I kind of stumbled across like some rough Diablo speedrunning, and it wasn't very fast back then, but the whole idea of it changing and it being something that you kind of had to solve every time, I thought was really interesting. So having to sit there and read maps and understand stuff and look at an item and determine if that was better or not for the run. I think that's something that you don't see in a lot of speedruns. A lot of speedruns really are that same motion, same movement, same sort of stuff. And Diablo 2 is every time you start the game, you get everything new items, new maps, new shrines. Everything is a different experience. And so you get to play through the game with a new experience and just try and capitalize on that as much as possible. So I just kind of said, I'll just start speedrunning, and I already had a stream, so I was like, well, I guess I'd had a stream for when I streamed StarCraft back in the day.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'll just kind of start streaming this so I can have it like officially recorded for times. And my first run was like 3.5 hours. It was horrible for a normal sorceress.
Yeah.
It was longer. It was like 4.5 hours, 4 hours 15 minutes. It was truly terrible. I thought it was going to be so easy. And then when I actually got into it, I was like, wow, speedrunning is actually kind of hard. It looks a lot easier to speedrun Diablo 2 than it actually is.
Yeah.
So,
Definitely.
So that was it. So I got into it and just kind of kept going from there and just loved it. It was super fun.
Did you have all of the knowledge beforehand, before you start speedrunning? Like, all of the... Like, did you actually learn all of the maps, all of the... I don't know, everything? Or you started and then it was like, okay, now I need to learn the maps, then I need to learn that and that. And...
Yeah, no. I studied for like 2 days before I started. Now, once again, the information that we had back then was very limited. I mean, over the past many years, me and other speedrunners have built out a vast knowledge base of information to make it easier to start speedrunning now, because we know so many more things. Back then, the strategies of what skills to get, how to place your stats, what items to look for, what was faster here and there, and even just a lot of stuff like map tiles and how they generated, and understanding things like that wasn't known. Like, we didn't know, in Act 3, you had your 2x6 blocks and all of the different location entrances and how they correlated and all of that. None of that was known. So back then it was like, you just kind of ran through Act 3 and prayed, that was it. It was like anybody running through Act 3. So, like I said, a lot of it was very loose and stuff, and then just learned along the way and optimized further and further over the years. So it was kind of fun being, even more Wild Wild West back then, right?
When was that? How long ago did you start speedrunning?
7 years ago, almost to the day. I think we're like 2 years off my 7-year stream anniversary or something.
Nice.
So this is probably the day that I started studying.
Yeah.
7 years
The
ago today, I
speedruns.
started studying D2 speedrunning. Yeah.
What is the craziest speedrun you have done? And you have a lot of those.
I mean, so many.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring up 2. The first one is the first thing that came to my mind when you said that, which I don't think exactly is what you were asking, but it's when I was on world record pace and I accidentally save quit in the throne room, and lost the run. That was pretty
That's
devastating and
Yeah.
crazy. It was crazy, you know, being there and being so nervous. And I don't know, I was in my inventory. I accidentally double tapped escape twice, and I was trying to just press it once, and then I clicked, and it was that was rough. The second one is speed run, debatable, but doing the barbarian punch run through hell. I wouldn't exactly say it was a speed run per se.
Yeah.
But just punching my way through the entire game. And I was doing it, quickly. It probably took like 25 to 30 hours. But I was trying to move fast through it all.
Yeah.
So I wasn't just like hanging around and doing nothing. That was pretty interesting to me because it was very eye-opening to the just how much you can do, right? The fact that you can actually just not even have a weapon, or anything, and just solo self-found punch your way through the entire game all the way to the final boss was pretty just funny to me. I thought it was crazy that it could go there. I didn't think it would get out of normal. Yeah, we finished. We punched through hell, and so I thought it was gonna die in normal somewhere and just be like done.
Yeah.
But I went all the way to hell, and it was actually like kind of okay and kind of strong in places. It actually did fine. So
do you consider this your longest speedrun? Or what's your longest normal speedrun?
Once again, it's not really a speed run exactly, but kind of. My longest normal speed run. God, I'd have to go and look at my
roughly videos. And by normal I mean like to hell, right?
Yeah. I mean, probably any of the Manverse streams, especially when they got to the later years of it where it was just so insane, so much stuff. Because that was, it was essentially just a 24-hour speed run of me trying to go there. So they'd be 24, 25 hours. And I mean, they're just wild. Everything was just insane. Dogs barking and running across the screen.
Yeah.
And, having oven mitt on my hand and goggles on and the map the keyboard upside down and the map off. I mean, it was just everything about it was just pushing me to the limits of like how much I can still play this game while just having a million distractions.
You are going way outside the borders on those runs.
So those runs were always insane, and I guess technically fitting into more of the speed run terminology because they were straight kind of through instead of over like many days breaking up and all that stuff.
How do you, I guess maybe not for this kind of speedrun, but on the Hell PX or P8 or just any of the longest speedruns, how do you cope with the bio needs? Like, I guess you eat on your stream? And how do you go to pee?
I mean, it's been, sure. It's been a variety. I mean, for super long runs, you just either you go to the bathroom right before and then just pray that you don't have to pee until after the run, which happens for a lot of the like hell runs. Anything like 8 hours and less, I feel like generally if you go to the bathroom right prior to it, you can make it to the end. Not always, depends how much water you drank or something that day, if but generally you're gonna be pretty okay with that. Food, yeah, a lot of times you just kind of have a little snack or something on the side. But additionally, it's kind of one of those things where you just focus in so much on the run that you forget to eat sometimes.
Yeah.
Which I think a lot of gamers can understand. You know, sometimes we'll be gaming and it'll be like 12, 13 hours and people will be like, your mom will come in or something and be like, have you eaten
you
today?
alive?
And you're like, are you alive? And you're
Yeah.
like, oh, wait, no, I'm actually really hungry, you know? So a lot of times,
Yeah.
like, you don't even realize it when you're running until you finish. And then you're like, oh, man, I'm actually starving.
Yeah.
But, you know, there's been plenty of hell runs. There's been hell run world records that have a bio break in them because,
Yeah.
you know, it's like, well, I'm just going to sacrifice 40 seconds, you know, to rush off, go pee and come back sort of thing. And, you know, and you just go from there. So it just happens,
Exactly.
you know.
I had this on the 4, like in the beginning on the 4 hours. After I'm super concentrated and like super stiff, and after 4 hours I'm like, oh my god, I need to pee like super badly. Just
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
What is your favorite act? And
Love
why,
Act
I guess?
4. Love Act 4. I know it's short, which is, you know, one of the sad parts about it. But I think the colors are really great. I think the Chaos Sanctuary is one of the coolest areas just to exist in the entire game and kind of in like a lot of games overall that I've played, right? I love like entering the Chaos Sanctuary, it being filled with just really difficult monsters that'll just murder you in so many ways. The mix of immunities, the mix of damage, all the stuff. The area level being 85, so it's really strong. All the monsters are really strong. And then having to like fight the different seal bosses and each of them having their own set of challenges, you know? So for some characters, it's like Sace is going to be the big issue, right? For some characters, it's going to be Infector. For, you know, it's like the different bosses provide different challenges for each character. And I just love it. I just think they really did a fantastic job in the Chaos Sanctuary. And when you clear it all out, you know, Diablo is summoned in the middle and you get an epic fight there. And, you know, I wish the Diablo fight was maybe a little harder, but at the same time, it's also sometimes a difficult fight. I mean, it depends, you know, like, it's, you know, it's kind of a fun, interesting fight. He's got his lightning hose and sometimes he'll, you know, cast a bone prison around you and, you know, just to kill you right there. So, you know, it's a very cool end act experience. And I think the coolest of all the acts and very thematic. And I just really appreciate it.
Yeah, that was pretty epic. Epic description.
Yeah.
Nice. Do you have what's your favorite character and least favorite character?
Oh man, that's difficult. I really love a lot of different characters for a lot of different reasons, and then also dislike a lot of characters for a lot of different reasons. So it's like if you ask me what my favorite character for a hell speedrun is, it's the assassin. If you ask me what my least favorite character in the end game is, it's also the assassin. You know?
Okay.
So every character really has a large variety for me. I think overall, I just end up playing Sorceress the most. I just have the most of that. I've always been someone who enjoys playing wizard, sorcerer, sorceress kind of characters. I just like casting magic and spells.
The mages.
Yeah, just the mage style. So probably lean towards that as my favorite. My least favorite, I mean, with the exception of the poison necromancer, it's probably the necro. But could also maybe throw the druid in there. I just feel like he doesn't have, you know, he kind of tries to be a little bit of a jack of all trades in some ways, but doesn't really excel in any of them super well. So it's like, you know, he's a summoner, but he's worse. He's a melee character, but just okay and a little bit worse, it feels like. He's a caster, but also like not the best caster, can't be the most efficient farmer. So it's like, you know, he kind of can do a lot of things, but in Diablo 2, where you have to really focus in on one tree or one specific area, I feel like he kind of ends up lacking overall and it's a little boring.
Can you describe speedrunning with 3 words?
No. No, just kidding.
No.
All right, let's see.
Okay. Oh.
Strategy, grinding, luck.
Yeah, luck is a huge part of speedrunning. Yeah.
Especially with D2 at least.
If we're not talking about Diablo, what's your favorite game?
Probably StarCraft.
Yeah.
I've always bounced back and forth between StarCraft and Diablo, and Diablo 2 and StarCraft Brood War, you know.
Yeah.
So many memories of the game, so many, you know,
Nostalgia.
from all of the so much nostalgia from all of the way the melee game interacts, to the campaign playthrough of it, to all of the use map settings games, and you know, all of the fun you could have there. It was just a wild world of fun. So I still love it, still miss it, you know.
Have you tried speedrunning a different game?
I speedran StarCraft for a little bit, actually. And it was fun. You know, it was more of that standard style, right? Where you're playing through and just speedrunning the campaign missions. And so, you know, things aren't really changing too much. But there is still some variable and some adjustment to it. And you know, it's just about a lot of micro in many of the missions, you know.
Yeah.
So perfecting all your timings with your build order and all of that stuff for things, and then being able to efficiently micro units to maximize, you know, whatever different areas of it. So it was fun. I had a good time with it.
What would be your top 3 tips for someone who wants to start speedrunning now in Resurrected?
One, go watch my series. Gotta promote the own stuff. But additionally, go watch, you know, if there's other good speedrunning videos and tutorials out there. I don't know if people have created, you know, a lot of like videos on it all. I just know that I did like a 22 video series where I go through like every single area kind of in the game and what to look for on each of those. But there's still a lot of like written guides as well that have a lot of information that's also useful. So understanding the basics of what the maps are, what the, you know, builds are, all of that stuff you have to have at the beginning. And then, so just learning that stuff. You don't have to learn everything, but learning the basics is good to start. Second, I would say just do it. A lot of people spend so much time, and this is true with just life in general, but you know, even like streaming, so many people will sit there and spend all this time trying to figure out what they're gonna stream and how they want to stream and what their schedule is gonna be and their computer specs and all of this stuff. They never just turn the stream on and see if they even enjoy streaming, and you know, or if it's even for them, if it even works, right? Any of that stuff. Same sort of thing with speedrunning. Just do it. Go out there and run a 4-hour normal speedrun, and then work from that, you know, say, okay, I was weak here. I didn't know what to do here, you know, blah, blah, blah. How do I adjust? And then go look and try and shore that up. And the third thing would be probably just watch other speedrunners after that point. I think it's important at the start to really, like I said, learn the basics, because a lot of speedrunners aren't going to talk about that stuff. They're not going to say why they turned around at a point because they saw a map, you know, tile that they knew was going to lead to a dead end. They won't tell you that. They're just going to naturally do all of those things. And so getting that first information, I think, is really helpful. Then after that, once you have that basic information, it can be good to go and watch them, because then you can look and you can start to infer their reasoning. You can start to say, oh, why is he doing this? Oh, he's shopping for, you know, a plus to charge bolt staff every time that he gets here and he's willing to, you know, try a few times. Or, oh, there's shrine farming, you know, when they have a shrine this close at this waypoint. So you can look and pick up those sorts of things that can improve your game.
And don't be afraid to ask questions when you don't know, right?
To ask questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody's really friendly and willing to help out. There's a lot of great people in the community for sure.
Yeah. If you had unlimited resources, where would you live? Would you change where you live?
I would consider living in South Korea.
Ooh.
I love Korean food. I love the culture. It was just super fun when I visited. I had a great time, and I'd love to learn Korean, and I think it would be super great. Plus, you know, they got ASL and everything over there to go watch, and I'd be all over that. At the same time, I also like where I live. I like just living in Texas and it kind of being chill, and you know, I feel very relaxed here and stuff, so I'm pretty happy where I am.
Yeah, nice.
I think I need to move somewhere crazy.
Do you know any other languages besides English?
Not really. I mean, I can understand Spanish, but I'm not like good at speaking it or anything, you know.
Right. What do you like to do in your free time? And if you had like a week off, what would you do?
Sure. I like to go rock climbing. I like to go play golf. I like to I'd probably just go and do a lot of that stuff. I like to do a lot of board games. So I definitely go and like play board games with some friends.
What's your favorite board game?
Always varies around.
Or a few.
You know.
Yeah.
Twilight Struggle has always had a place in my heart. Very interesting game that is it's about the Cold War. And it's just really beautiful. The whole design of the game is very historically accurate while also giving you the feeling of the struggle of what the Cold War was. So I think it's really great. Terraforming Mars is a fantastic game.
Yeah.
It's just super, super great to play. Just really well designed and built and super fun. And I've always liked code names for a game to pull out with the parents because pretty easy there. And a funny one I'd say would be Camel Up. It's a really funny game where basically camels just race around a track and everybody just kind of bets on them.
Nice, yeah.
So it's silly, but I have a great time playing it.
Yeah. I didn't know Codenames is actually a board game until, I don't know, I guess I should say recently, but we've played it a lot online, and there were like a lot of streamers just streaming it online. It's pretty convenient for online game as well. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's a super convenient game and super fun, and like I say, it's one that you can take home to your parents and play with and still have fun with them while not having to explain a rule book that they're never going to understand.
No. Yeah. What is something your audience doesn't know about you?
Oh, they probably know everything about me, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm pretty open in sharing all of it.
It can be something small or like a funny story from a long ago.
I've told all the funny stories too.
Everyone has problems here, but everyone finds an answer.
Yeah, I mean, it's one that they could probably think through. It's just something with streaming, you know, you're online so often. You know, I've been streaming for 7 years, and I've shared so much of my life with stream and everything like that.
Does it really bother you when people ask you the same question over and over again?
Yeah, it's, you know, that's just my life. I get used to it. I mean, it's something that, you know, people know, but, you know, I think something that's still good to remind or whatever is that, like, you know, I'm still a human who is still making mistakes and still going through life and everything there. So there's ups and downs, and, you know, like I say, I make mistakes, other people make mistakes, all those things. You know, I'm not going to use this time to really share something they don't know, but rather just say, like, be compassionate to myself and to others, right? You know, treat everybody with respect, because we're all trying our best. You know, that's I'm just trying my best, but I fully own up to the fact that I make mistakes, and I do, you know,
Yeah.
things as well. And so, you know, maybe some people think that I think very highly of myself and like I never do anything wrong or never have bad opinions on stuff. But it's like, I know I do, as you know, we all do, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's great. Yeah, that was great. Very deep. Yeah. My last question is, which other speedrunner would you recommend me to invite for an interview?
Oh, they're all so good. I mean, if you haven't talked to Bender yet, I think Bender is the person that I would be most intrigued to hear from. And honestly, I would rather the interview just be all about his mindset in how he finds new strategies. Because the things that he concocts and brings into the game and into just speedrunning are things that, you know, nobody else has ever attempted or would even think to attempt. You know? So he's running Edge on a Hell Necromancer, and he's doing, you know, swap casting the Barbarian with a Maul for kills on Durio. I mean, just wild things. And the thing is, they work a lot of times. And so I would just love for you to ask him those questions. How do you come up with these ideas? What are you looking at that's giving you that stuff? I might ask him for an interview as well, just to see. Wild.
Sure. Okay. And I always ask for final words, final end line.
No, this is fun. It's always nice to you know, the community is really great. I'd say my final words are get involved and, you know, go and enjoy everybody's streams and talk to people. And, you know, if you want to be involved in it, if you want to start speedrunning, if you want to just watch and hang out, whatever it is. Something I love about just the Diablo 2 community overall is they're generally older and generally a little bit more mature. And so, you know, for people who like us who, you know, are you know, no longer teenagers, right? No longer young. All that. You know, it's like, it's a place where we can go and find people who also loved Diablo 2 and are, you know, a similar age. And just kind of, like I say, a more mature community that's going to be more respectful, I feel like, and whatever. So I think it's really a great place to meet a lot of people and make a lot of friends.
Yeah. They also have kids. They also have wives and husbands, and they are 28, 30 plus years old. So
exactly. So
well, thank you so much for doing this interview with me.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me.
No worries. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you liked it. I will see you next Wednesday for more interviews. Don't forget to like and sub and comment down below. See you. Bye.